we went together on what we called a pilgrimage of justice and peace. And during this pilgrimage, which was kind of gathering meetings, they exchange experience on what they are doing on the field of peace, working with minorities in conflict areas from all over the world: Middle East, North America, East Asia, and Korea. And during this event, we visited various parts of Korea, and we discovered the recent Korean history since the 20th century. We went to the demilitarized zone, to visited former prisons, and we shared about the Japanese occupation, and I was quite impressed on how even some young Koreans didn't know this part of their own history. And why Korea was chosen is because of the actual ongoing conflict in the Korean Peninsula. And I was really touched to see how young people from religion organization and church organization in the Korean Peninsula had a great hope that reconciliation and unity can and will be achieved, and soon. I mean, I don't know when soon will be, but it will happen soon. And even if, what is going on now is not giving especially huge signs of hope, but to achieve peace and to achieve unity, faith is really important, and reconciliation is a matter of faith, and that's why a faith-based organization have a really strong role to play on that field, because faith is driving action, even more when everything is going bad, and what remains is faith. And here, faith organizations have quite good experience in keeping faith and leading people into faith. I'm from the communication field, so actually, some would say I'm not an expert of peace building, but communicators, we are actors of peace by raising the prophetic voice and sharing the truth. I will give two main points with an example. The first one is the importance of people-to-people encounter, and then the importance of peace communication. To continue with the Korean Peninsula example, the WCC has been active in the peninsula for decades now, more or less 50 years. I had the chance to meet with the former staff, who was one of the first staff to have contact with officials from DPRK, and shared as one of the first kind of Western civil organization to have exchange with them. And it wasn't about lobbying or anything, it was about meeting people. The WC has been working with the Korean Christian Federation from DPRK and the National Council of Churches of South Korea for ages. And we were able to bring people together at the same table. And the first thing to do is to destroy the huge set of critical images that has been created by political and media, giving the image that North Koreans are devils. And that may be a common belief. And once you destroy that, you have the possibility to see each other first as human beings. And religious organizations have the power of bringing people together and put aside all national and consideration, and it comes after, and first see people as human beings. And that's really the strength of religious organization, to enable people to meet each other and to see as human beings. It gives a great transnational perspective, despite the political difference. It's really about getting together, and in that way, it's a way of showing God's love. So, from this small example, what's really important is that what matters first is people-to-people encounter, and religious organizations have huge experience in doing that, as often when everything is done and destroyed, they are the last remaining on the field because they are the one assuming humanitarian consequences. And then I want to talk about peace communication, as I said. Part of that is the importance of symbols, the importance of body language and historical figures. And this is a way of communicating peace. Continuing with the Korean example, in 2018, a representative from the PRK, from the Korean Christian Federation, the official Christian Federation from the PRK, and from the churches from South Korea, visited the Ecumenical Center, our headquarters in Geneva. And at the same time, Pope Francis was here as well. And they met very shortly for handshaking, few words, few exchanges. But the fact that these people from really different perspectives, we want to achieve in a way peace, but may have different views, are able to shake hands in such a meaningful place, because this place hosted the Grand Imam, the Ecumenical Patriarch, Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King, many popes as well, and it's a really important symbol. And religion has the power of creating meaningful content and meaningful symbols, because there is a sense of transcendence that gives sense to these symbols and these people meeting at a specific place. The Christian identity, there is a fundamental witness of caring for the neighbor, whoever it is. And peace communication is not limited to website or social media. It's about having a prophetic voice. It gives chances to consider and value non-violent responses. Communicating peace, and us as a Christian organization, is an opportunity to give background and context. And through this, it's a way of building peace, not only with meetings, and also by adding to the concrete work on the field, as I shared earlier, because there is the power of meaningful content and symbols. So the two main things I really wanted to highlight were religion and FBOs have an important role in peace building, is really the ability of bringing people together and the capacity through communication to create a culture of peace. Thank you very much.